Hey, what's good guys? I am Ragujan. So we are on the question set 27 and now let's take a look at the first question. So it is what is the number of students studying in class 11A? So it's a I guess it's a sum query. Um, let's take a look. So therefore class 11A, so the class name, it is class name. So in this case we have to use the class table to get the class name, because student table only has the student table only has a class ID. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go with the student table. So I'm gonna select asterisk mark and exam mark student table, and after student table, and now I'm going to join. So if you execute, but before joining the query, let's take a look at the result of this query. This will give you this kind of result. This is the result for the table, the student table. You can see here we have the class ID, but we had to find the class name. I mean, we had to search the class. We had to search it by class name. So we had to search it by class name. So we cannot do that by class ID. So therefore we had to join the table, class table. So I'm going to join um, class exam mark db's class table, and after that I'm going to say class which column is going to be matched with which column. So class tables class ID is going to be matched with student tables class ID, like this. Now you'll be able to get the class name as well, you can see here. So there are, and after that you can basically say um, then now how we gonna sum up the students, um, what is that students, the amount, the number of students. So we can use the index number to sum up the students, the number of student, because student index number is always a unique attribute. So I'm going to say sum student index number, student tables index number, like this. And also, yeah, before writing this query we had to filter out the class. So I want to give the condition. So I'm going to say where uh, where the class table's class name is, it is 11A, I guess. Let's take a look. Yeah, 11A. So I'm gonna say 11A, like this, and if you execute this query it will say nothing. So what is the issue? Let's take this query and let's take a look what was the issue. So I want to say where class tables class name is 11A, and this should give us a result. Now what I'm gonna do is some index student tables dot index number. Okay, you have an issue. Yeah, we cannot sum up. We had to use number of rows, so we had to use another syntax here. So it is a count query. So let's use that real quick. Count. This should give us the perfect result. Okay. How many of these students? Yeah. Okay. 4. So this is the answer for the question 27. We can move on to the question 27, second one, and I'll see you in the second one. Okay, so we are on the questions second one. So let's read the question. Find the number of students who scored between 40 and 90 marks all in the subjects in the first term examination. So the conditions are the marks between 90 or 40 to 90, and the subjects, it doesn't matter. In this case you have to check all the subjects, so it's okay. And the second condition is the term name. So, and after that find all the numbers of students. Number of students, it means like I said earlier, it is not sum, it's a count. So let's do that real quick. So I'm gonna say, I want to work from the student. What we need, actually we had to check number of students, so we can work with the student table. So select all from exam mark DBs student table, and if you execute this query, you'll be able to see the student table. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to join the I'm going to join the student exam mark record table, because that's where we can get the um, marks. So like this, and after that we had to say on, and in this case we had to mention the columns that we are going to match. So student tables, student index number is going to be matched with student exam mark record tables index number, like this. And now you'll be able to see the exam mark record table as well as student table. So you can figure out, you can work with the mark column here. And also they have mentioned this exam term table, so therefore we have to join not again we have to join the exam mark record exam term table. So I'm going to say exam term table on. In this case you can see there's no matchings with student table, so we have a match with matching. You can see there's a column for exam term ID in the student exam mark record table, um, like this, not like this. I can show you the data. So here you can see this column for exam term table, so that's where we're gonna join. So I'm gonna join the student exam term tables term ID with student exam mark record tables term ID, like this. Now you'll be able to see the term table as well, and now you can get the term name using this query, and you can see the term ID is 2 in the exam term table. Also the term ID of the student table is also 2, so these results are matching, these tables are matching completely. And now we can work with the conditions. So now we can filter out the rows. So the first condition is the between thing. So to write the between to what is that, I don't know the word, but let's move on. So where, and after that we have to mention the marks. So student exam record tables, exam mark record tables, mark. And now we have to say now we have to say like this. We have to compare the marks. So it has to be higher than 40, and it has to be lesser than 90, like this. 90. So now we can, if you check this table and if you check the column for mark, you'll be able to see there's nothing below 40. Also there's nothing more than 90. So we are good to go. Also now we had to mention the term. So it is easy, so we know it's not that big game. So exam term tables, term name is first term, like this. Okay, let's take a look if it's a first term or not. Yeah. So now the row count will be more reduced. Yeah. So you can see the term ID here, or you can check the term name. So there's nothing but first term. Okay. Now we have to count. Now we have to count. So for that we have to use count, and after that I'm going to go with the students index number. So student tables, index number, and now you will get the count. Okay, cool. So that's all for the question 2, and I'll see you in the question 3. So we are on the question 3. So what is the name of students appearing in the subject of science in the second term examination out of the students studying in all classes in 11? So they just mentioned all classes in 11, so we don't have to worry about is it class 11A or class 11B. And also they have mentioned the subject name, so we had to find it, the subject name, also the second term, the term name. And after that what is the number of students appearing in the subject. So it is we had to work on the what is student table. Okay, so let's go. So I'm gonna say select all from exam of DB's student table, and now you will be able to get the student tables result. You can see here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to join um, the student exam mark record table. So therefore I have to say in a join exam mark DB student exam mark record table. And now I have to mention the columns that we are going to match. So student exam mark record tables, uh, student index number is going to be matched with student tables index number, like this. And now you'll be able to see the student table as well as what is that, student exam mark record table. And now also we had to join the subject table. So I'm gonna say exam mark DB's subject table on subject tables. Subject ID is going to be matched with student exam mark record table subject ID, and also I'm going to match the term table. So therefore I'd say inner join exam mark DB's term table, and in this case exam term tables term ID is going to be matched with student exam mark record tables term ID like this. Where is the term ID? Okay, so if you execute this query, you'll be able to get the index number, subject name, and term name like this. You can see here the term name we have got. Okay, we got term name. Also, we got the subject name, and also we have the mark. Okay, so what else we need? We need the grade 11 student. So okay, so we don't have to worry about 11A or 11B. So this is the entire table we're gonna work on, and now we have to write the conditions. So the subject is we are getting the subject name from the subject table. So the subject is science. So I want to say science, and the next condition is term. So exam term tables term name is, I guess it's second term, or what is, yeah, second term. So second term. And do we have any other conditions here? Number of students, that's what we need. It will come with it will come after we filtered out the rows. Now we have filtered out the rows anyways, so you can see there is no other terms. It's only second term. Also the science is the subject. Okay, so now we had to say the count. So now we had to count the rows just basically. So student tables index number is what we are going to count. So okay, we got the answer. This is the answer for question 3, and I'll see you in the question 4. So we are on the question 4. Let's read the question. So find the following details of 11A class students who scored more than 60 marks in mathematics in the second term examination. Admission number, first name, last name, mark, and date of examination. So let's take a quick points that we have to mind. So the class A name. So when we work on the student table, we had to inner join the class table. Also we had to inner join the student exam mark record tables to get the exam marks. So okay, and we had to mention the uh, subject name. So therefore we had to use the subject table. Also you can see here they have mentioned the second term, so therefore we had to use the exam term table, and these are just rows. We can sort it out uh, after we sort out the rows. So let's do that. So I'm gonna work on this student table. So select all from exam mark DB's student table, and after that let me show you the result before joining the student exam market table. So here it is. So this is what you will be expected to see if you execute this query. And after that, I'm going to join exam mark DB's class table. So class is a class table. Okay. So after that, I'm going to say class tables. Class ID is going to be matched with student tables class ID. Okay. Now you can, if you execute this query now, you can get the class name. Okay. So we have done the class name. Now I'm going to join exam mark DB's exam record table, and after that I'm going to say on student exam mark record tables student index number is going to be matched with student tables index number. Now now I have executed the query, and you can see the student exam mark record table. It has been appeared, and we have matched the table, join the table. So, and after that I'm going to join the term table. So I'm going to say exam term DB's term table, and in this case I'm going to join exam term tables term ID with student exam mark record tables term ID. Also I'm going to join subject table. Also I'm going to join the subject table. So therefore the subject tables subject ID is going to be matched with student exam mark record tables term subject ID, like this. Now if you execute this query, you'll be able to see the class name, students details. Also you'll be able to see the class term name, subject name. So that's all what we need. In this case, you can see I have talked earlier the marks. We need the marks, we need the subject table, subject name, we need the term name, also we need the class name. Now we have, for that we need these details to search. So now we are going to right before I'm going to execute this query to see what exactly we have got as a result. So you can see here there are tables. We have joined the tables. Now we are going to write the condition. So the first condition is the class. So the table's class name is, what is the class name? 11A. Now I'm going to execute the query. Now I have filtered out the class, so I only have the results for class 11A. And okay, also now we have to filter out, now we have to check for the marks. So the mark, so I'm going to say and so mark column is in the student exam record table. So mark is higher than, is it higher than or lesser than? It's more than. Okay, so more than 60. Is it good to say like this? No, it's not good to say. So you have to write like this. So higher than 60. Now if you check this, check the mark column, You can see there's nothing below lower than 60. Everything is higher than 60. Okay, that's also good. So the next one is the subject name. So the next condition is subject name. So subject name is, we are going to get the subject name from subject table. So the subject name is mathematics, and also I'm going to mention the term name. So this exam term table's term name is, what is the term name? Is it first or second? Second term. Okay, cool. So second term. And now we filtered out the rows. Oh god, look at this. There's nothing much. I thought there will be plenty of rows. Okay, it's okay. It's also good. And now we have filtered out the rows. Now we had to mention the columns that we only need. So in this case, we need the student's admission number, we need the student's first name, last name, and the mark, also the date of examinations. So I need the student's index number. I'm going to get the student's index number from student table, and I need the student's first name, student's last name, and I need the mark. So mark column is from the student exam record table. Mark, also I need the exam date. So exam date, and you can see here we have filtered out the rows. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this condition, and I'm gonna check if it's really right or not, because I'm not sure about the class thing. Oh, it's still the class. Okay, okay. So let's take a look at what are the columns that we need: the admission number, first name, last name, mark, and the date of examination. Okay, so we are good to go, and now we can check out the fifth question, and I'll see you in the fifth question. Okay, so now we are on the fifth question. Find the number of students in class 11A who scored more than 60 marks in the science subject in the second term examination. Find the number of students in class 11A who scored more than 60 marks uh, in the science subject in the second term. So the conditions are the class name 11A, the marks, uh, what is that? The marks compare. We had to compare the marks, the subject name, the term name, and after that we had to count the rows. So when we filter out the row, we will be able to count the rows. So it's that simple. So let's move on, write the queries. So I'm going to work with the student table. So I'm going to select all from exam mark DB's student table, and I want to execute this query, and you can see the result here. Nothing much. And now I'm going to inner join the class table. So I'm going to say inner join exam mark DB's class table where, so not where, you have to say on class tables class ID is going to be matched with student tables class ID. And now you can see we have got the class name as well with the student table. So after that, I'm going to join the exam mark DBs student exam mark record table. In this case, I'm going to join the student exam mark record tables index number with student index number with student tables index number. And if you execute this query, you can see here we got the student exam mark record table. So by doing that, by doing this, we can work on the mark column because we need to compare the mark. Okay, so after that, I had to mention the subject table. Do we need the subject table? Okay, yeah, we need the subject table. So I'm going to say inner join exam mark DBs subject table, and in this case, the subject table subject ID is going to be matched with student exam mark record tables subject ID like this. And now you'll be able to get the subject name as well. Let me show you the row column. So here you can see also they have matched with the student exam mark record tables. You can see here this is the subject ID for the student exam mark record table. Also you can see here this one is for subject table subject ID, and they perfectly matched together. And now I'm going to join the exam mark DB's exam term table, and the exam mark table's term ID is going to be matched with a student exam mark record table's term ID. And by doing this, we will be able to get the term name as well. The term name, so cool. So we have got the term name. So now we had to write the conditions. So the first condition is class name. So where the class table's class name is 11A. So 11A is a class name. Let me get the class name here from the result, so we won't get any typing mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And now you can see in the class name row, there's nothing but 11A. Okay, so that's okay. And now we had to mention the marks, the score. So in this case, the marks is from the student exam mark record table. So mark is higher than 60 or less than 60. Let's take a look. It's scored more than 60. So yeah, more than 60. And let's take a look at the mark column. Here you can see it's also every result it is higher than 60. There's nothing lower than 60. Okay, cool. And the next what is that next condition is the subject name. It is mathematics, so the subject, I had to use the subject table. So subject name is mathematics like this. And now we have almost filtered out the rows. The mathematics is the subject, and now we have to mention the term name. So the term name you have to get the term name from the term table. So exam term table is where the term name exists. So I want to say second term. Okay, let's take a look at the result. There's only 2 rows, and we filtered out the rows. Now we had to count the rows. Find the number of students in class 11A. So you can see there's only 2 students, but it's not my problem. So I'm gonna say uh, student tables index number is what I need. So now I have to say count. Now you will be able to get the number of students for this condition. Okay, cool. So this is the answer for the question 5, and I'll see you in the question set 28. Thank you for watching.